In this video, we're going to put together a basic way for us to keep track of all of the actions that are being dispatched by our application. We're simply going to log them out to the JavaScript console in the case that we're in development mode. Before we continue, remember that in our WebPack config.js, we are defining, in our plugins, we are defining two booleans, is production and is development, that we can use throughout our application. So make sure that also in your ESLint RC that you have is production and is development set as global variables so that you don't get yelled at. So in the client, I'm going to jump over here into client.js, and what I'm going to do is, let's see, after we create our dispatcher, I'm going to say dispatch, or if is underscore development, dispatcher dot on star, and then I'm simply going to say print action, which isn't a function that exists yet, but will in a moment. Then I'm going to copy this divider, and I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, and I'm going to write another divider called helpers, and I'll say function print action. That'll take in an action. Then we're going to do a handful of different things depending on the kind of action it is. Remember, some actions have statuses, some don't. Like the dialog set. Dialog set isn't a request we make to the server and expect a response. It's an internal declaration that this thing happened. So some actions have statuses and some don't. So we're going to detect that by saying if action has own property status. Then I'm going to say let style equals null. Switch on action.status. And I'm going to say case a status request. I'm going to say style equals color :blue break. Then case a status fail. Style equals color red break. And then case a status success. Style equals color green break. Then I'm going to say console.log, and use special syntax that will allow me to style our console with CSS. So I'm going to open up a template string, and I'm going to start it with %c. That indicates to the browser that I'm going to pass in some additional styling information in CSS to the console log. I'm going to say, I'm going to do a template string of action.type, or whoops, template string starts with a $sign. I'm going to say action.type, and then I'm going to say comma, and then I'm going to pass another template string, which will append on style, followed by a semicolon, set font weight to bold, set background to EEE, set width to 100%, set display to block. Then I'm going to do an else, and in the else case, I'm going to say console log, and I'm going to do basically the same thing, but with different styles. I'm going to say %c, and then action.type, followed by the styles of simply background DDD. So these are action types that do not have a status field. Then I'm going to do something interesting here, and I think I need Lodash for it. So I'm going to scroll up to the top, and I'm going to add a reference to Lodash, import underscore from Lodash. Then I'm going to scroll back down, and I'm going to say const result equals lodash.omit action, and then pass an array of type and status. So I'm saying here is I'm saying go ahead and process this action, but remove the type property and remove the status property. Then I'm going to say if lodash.keysResult.length, then console log result. So what this is saying is first print the action type. Then, if the action contains properties other than the status and other than the type, print the actual action object, omitting the type and the status. And with that, we should be able to jump back into Chrome, come here, open our developer tools, refresh, and I can hit login. Well, let's clear that. I can hit login and check that out. We now have a dialog set, which does not have a status, so it's not colored green or whatever, followed by the actual action that was invoked. And so this is a great diagnostic tool to watch as the actions come in from socket.io or from user interaction, and to see how things are playing out. But yeah, I just wanted to put that in here real fast before we move on to implementing the login dialog. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next video.